This is the Padres Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Diego Padres. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Padre fan? Welcome to your Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I am Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. You know this. We are friends, and if you're new, welcome. Bienvenidos. Usted aquí. Something like that. As we bring you Padres Postcast here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day. We are free. And free of the L streak, too. More on that in a minute with the 5-3 win for the Pods tonight to wrap up the series in La La Land and get the heck out of that stink hole. But a nice win and a real good game for Xander Bogaerts, who deserved better than he got last night, but he got it tonight. You know what I'm saying? The Bogeyman can. All right, we are free. Thank you so much for making us your first watch or listen every day. Of course, your second every day or so, every other day, is your Locked On Padres podcast with the great Javier Reyes. Been doing it since before the pandemic, building the family, the rising tide lifting all boats. So you can come on in, smash that subscribe, hit that bell so you know when you get the alerts. We're coming your way with more content, and then you come on in to the chat. You say what's up to your boy live on YouTube right after the games. Bing, right here. Yes, we are Locked On Padres podcast channel. That is the postcast after every game, live almost immediately after the final pitch. And then, of course, you think about what's next. If you are listening to us or downloading us on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, you know that we are here for you after every game as well. And then on Roku. You down with OTT? Yeah, you know me. Used to be OPP, but there's no OPP anymore at 53. You know what I'm saying? But still looking good. But you know me. It's OTT, and it's free on the Roku as well. We got some comments to get to. Don't hesitate. We will. What a game, Grease, says Xanocan. Love Xanocan. Thank you so much for being here, Xanocan, as always. What a game is right. All right, Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. So much to do with the Padres Postcast tonight. We are free, as I mentioned, every single day on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple, on iHeart, on Stitcher, on Podbean, and on Roku as we continue to grow. It is absolutely amazing, mind-numbing, and mind-boggling, and you know how we do. All right, tonight's episode is brought to you by Game Time, and you know this, right? Absolutely how much we love Game Time. You download the Game Time app, you create an account, you use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Sporting events, concerts, theater, whatever you fancy. Since we said theater, we have to say fancy. Game Time is your plug. Locked On MLB, $20 off your first purchase with that code. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease, G-R-I-E-S, at Jim Grease _ on social media. Give me a follow, make you holla. It's Padres Postcast. You know how we do. Let's get it going. Full speed right now.
This is what you'll be talking about.
We did it twice. There's the Bogeyman with many. Why you bugging? It was like Xander read all the comments of upset fans asking for him to be traded. Who knows, but something lit a fire under his butt. Couldn't have said it better myself, Xanocan. Look, and you felt bad for Bogey. He had the woe is me comment after the game last night. If you remember, he hit the double in the gap that gave him the lead, or tied the game rather, in the ninth. And then Will Smith, Big Willie style, all in it, got everybody jiggy with it, hit it to right center field with the homer that won the game. And, you know, Lockridge got a bad read on the ball coming off first and could have scored on the bogey double. But Bogaerts said something to this effect after the game. I'm paraphrasing, where he was like, yo. And, of course, he didn't say yo, but he was like, man, I finally do something good. And it lasts no time at all before it turns around on me. And that's how he kind of felt last night. But no way to feel that way tonight for the Bogeyman. More on him in a minute. 4 for 4 with 3 runs scored. Had the homer that got him on the board tonight. So just kind of, you know, Bogey and Manny doing the elbow smash there. And by the way, welcome to Padres Postcast. We're live on YouTube right now after the games. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease, G-R-I-E-S. We are downloadable and listenable wherever you get those versions, the audio versions at Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean. We're free also on Roku after the fact. So you can listen without seeing this handsome/ugly face. It's up to you to decide. It's subjective. You know what I'm saying? And how you feel is none of my business. You know, word. So I'll tell you this. 5-3 Padres. That's what I'll tell you right now. But this is what you'll be talking about in this game tonight. Let me just get to it to get through it. You know what I'm saying? And a big night for the bogeyman who can, he can, and they win tonight. Xander Bogaerts, 4 hits, a home run, scored 3 runs, 5-3. The Padres avoid the 4-game sweep. Thank the Lord above for that, because the Padres were able to avoid the sweep. And I believe I'm just like so blowing out my mic right now because I'm so dang excited. But man, I also got people blowing my phone up. What a game this was tonight. Rookie Ryan Bergert, 3 hits, 4 2/3 scoreless innings in his 4th career start. No pressure. You're at Chavez Ravine trying to avoid a sweep in that stink hole against the Dodgers. Adrian Morejon, 4 consecutive outs. He gets the win to go to 4-3. Jake Cronenworth had 3 hits tonight, and that's nice for Crony to do that. Jack Little making his MLB debut for the Dodgers in this game. Hit Fernando Tatis Jr. with a pitch in the 9th inning. This is when it got scary for the Padres. Now, you remember the back and forth, the fourth and back. It was, Dylan Cease hit Pages in the 2nd game, and then the next game after that, Fernando got hit, and Ohtani got hit, and all these things kept happening. Pages gets hit again. Iglesias got hit in the series, and in the 9th inning, both benches emptied when Fernando got hit, but Fernando's wrist was kind of out over the plate a little bit. Didn't really have time to get it back. I don't think it was anything on purpose from Jack Little. Remember, Roberts was ejected in the 1st game of the series, and now he was ejected again tonight, as was Mike Schilt. And so it is what it is, man. I mean, let's not panic. It's old school baseball. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, Robert Suarez gets ejected. He hits Ohtani with a pitch in the bottom of the 9th. So all you've really accomplished here is Fernando got hit twice in the series. Ohtani got hit twice in the series. And just think if our guy or their guy ended up on the DL because of it, it's whatever it is. And baseball has always kind of policed itself. And the players these days, they bat flip, they glove flip, they freaking do cartwheels on the bases. The lights are going on and off. I love it. It's a whole new thing. But, the old school purists will get pissed and throw in between your shoulder blades. Can you imagine the Rocket, Roger Clemens, these days? Anyway, the Pods really got to Yamamoto tonight. He's 6-6 now on the season. 3 runs, 7 hits over 6 1/3. And they end the Dodgers' 5-game win streak, which is really nice as well. But Bogaerts with his home run in the 2nd inning, 4th of the year, and only his 1st since May 14th. He's been having a terrible year. And you think about the Red Sox, right? The Red Sox have traded let them leave 3 franchise cornerstones, all to the National League West, all within the past few years. Bogaerts came here. Devers just went to the Giants. And, of course, in between, some guy named Mookie Betts goes to the Dodgers. He's an infielder. He's an outfielder. He's an MVP. He's everywhere, right? And Devers now with the Giants looking like he's going to be killing it. And you're hoping that Bogaerts can be the guy who got the 11-year, $280+ million contract from the Padres. You know what I'm saying? So Jose Iglesias, a sac fly in the 5th. Cronenworth, an RBI ground rule double. Nice shot to left center in the 7th. Gavin Sheets, who now has a 10-game hitting streak, an RBI single. Bases loaded walk to Iglesias, made it 5-0 in the 8th. And the Dodgers scored 3 times in the 9th and had the tying run at second base. Dalton Rushing strikes out against Yuki Matsui, who picked up his 1st career save. So there you have it. And now the Pods will come home with Nick Pivetta on the mound, 7-2 with a 3.4 ERA against Michael Lorenzen, the Kansas City Royals, coming in to town. So there you have it. We are rolling along with your Padres Postcast, Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease, and go figure when we had the StreamYard issues the last couple of nights and we were on a lot later than normal, the numbers were huge through the roof. And now tonight we're actually on when we're supposed to be on, and the numbers are not as big as they were, which is interesting. In your opinion, was it worth hitting Ohtani? I thought it was funny too, Zano Can, after 3-0. But the point is, you're not going to let them get away with it and not retaliate. You hit Fernando, we hit Ohtani. And it's apples to apples in that situation, right? And I remember there's a documentary talking about the old school Yankees when it was, Pedro Martinez and the Red Sox and the Yankees. And I just lost everything I have in my StreamYard while we're live. I have no commercials, no anything. There we go. Okay, so Pedro and Clemens were pitching, and someone got hit on the Red Sox, and or Martinez got hit or something. I can't remember what it was, but they said, Pedro said, who do you want? And they said, Jeter. And he ended up hitting Alfonso Soriano, right? I don't know if somebody hit Big Papi, and he said, Papi, who do you want? And he said, Jeter. And he ended up hitting Soriano. And it used to be just like that. So that's kind of what you've had, back and forth and back. But let's be honest here. This isn't a rivalry. And the Padres just come off like they have, BD envy, honestly speaking, is what they think. It's like they're looking up at the big kid on the block and they can't kick his ass. They don't want to fight him. They're talking crap behind his back. They hate him. They can't wait till the day they can beat him. All the kids in the neighborhood are gassing him up. Yo, you can beat him. You can beat him. You know you can. And then it comes time and he just whips your ass. And the Padres, you know which one they are in that scenario. Like, that's my bike. You know what I'm saying? And there's no Craig coming to rescue him and hit Debo with a brick. You know what I'm saying? This ain't going to happen. So the Padres are in deep doo-doo right now when it comes to this division. They need to make moves. They need to make them now. But they do salvage this series somewhat by winning one, in the final game of the series. All right, we got to hit the break, do a couple things, and get on up, get on out. Congrats, Padres. You finally won a game. Stop motion. Hooray. There's that, too. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries. Still to come. We're going to take you through the scoring summary. For example, the Padres did this in this inning, that in that inning. It was Bogaerts with the homer in the second. We kind of took you through that already. We will give you the box score, who did what in this game, the turning point, the star of the game, and then we get you ready for the Royals. And, of course, you're way behind in the standings now, and we don't want to depress you, so we'll just hit the break and give you a couple of great deals from our tremendous sponsors here on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries. It's Padres Postcast, and we are rolling along after this beautiful and stupendous 5-3 win at Chavez de Stinkhole. Oh, yeah. Bum, 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 bum. I get to tell you about my friends at Trade Coffee. Let's be real, because why else would we want to be anything but real? Coffee isn't just a drink. It's a ritual, a lifeline, the thing that gets you from half asleep to fully functioning, like I am right now, for example, flying off the walls. And if it's that essential, why settle for anything less than amazing? That is where true coffee comes in. Trade Coffee is the #1 destination in the U.S., delivering fresh, incredible coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. Whether you're a cold brew fan or a pour-over purist, they've got a roast you'll love. And I'll tell you what, my own experience has been amazing with Trade. I took their quiz, Trade's quiz. It only takes a minute. The first bag they sent me was spot on. They get your coffee profile. And oh, be careful. They got you then. The coffee was fresh. It smelled amazing. And honestly, it ruined grocery store coffee for me in the best way, though. And I didn't like grocery store coffee anyway, so who the hell would even drink that crap? And if the first match isn't perfect, Trade will replace it for free until they get it just right. I love that their prices are comparable to grocery store brands, but the flavor in your ear is on a whole different level, except it's in your mouth, not in your ear. You know what I'm saying? And right now, Trade is exclusively offering our customers, that would be ours, yours, mine, ours, all of us, 50% off your 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/lockedonmlb. That's TRADE.com/lockedonmlb for 50% off your 1-month trial. Drinktrade.com/lockedonmlb on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I feel like one of those speed readers. Remember that show, That's Incredible, in the 80s? It's one of those speed readers, man. One of those speed readers. They were incredible. Speaking of which, all right. And with that, I get a chance to talk to you about another one of our great friends here on the network. And, oh, man, I told you about these guys a little bit in the intro, right? In the open of the show, and just spoiled these kids these days. They don't know the struggle. We used to drink out of garden hoses and buy tickets at the box office and have them mailed to our house, and they could get thrown away, or God forbid your mom spills coffee on them, right? You don't know the struggle. But what you might know now is if you've ever decided at the last minute to head to a ball game with friends or family, maybe it's game day, and you suddenly realize, hey, I don't want to be in the stands. I do want to be in the stands. That's exactly where Game Time comes in. It's the easiest way to grab last-minute tickets without the stress. You want to be in the box seats. You want to be right behind the dugout or behind the dish or in the right field bleachers, wherever you want to be. And with the money you can save on tickets with Game Time, you can splurge on food, drinks, merch, save the money for the gas lamp after, even invite a bigger group to come with you. Game Time makes all this possible. Game Time makes buying tickets fast and makes buying tickets simple. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to the first pitch, and they have incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying. It's the official ticketing partner of Locked On MLB, Game Time is, and so you get that working for you as well, and it makes it easy to browse the app for exciting upcoming MLB games, like, for example, the Royals games this weekend in San Diego at Petco. Game Time has last-minute tickets and zone deals for big savings, like 10% off, exclusive zone deals for FIFA World Cup matchups for that example, and then seat views right in the app before you buy. You look right in the phone and you're like, hey, this is cool. Like here, you get the panoramic views. You can move it. You can do all those things, toggle it back and forth, and you'll know exactly where you're going to be when you buy those tickets. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKDOWNMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. That's Game Time on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team, yours every day, especially when they win 5-3 like they did tonight. All right, we rolling now. I get the beef, but the way Shohei handled that really made us look bad. Well, Shohei is the man. It's different, too, from the Far East, classy, very, very different. And, it is what it is. But you're going back and forth, and the sad part is Fernando could have really gotten hurt. Ohtani, especially the way he got hit the other night, right above the knee. Ohtani could have really gotten hurt. Fernando could have a broken wrist or a bone in his hand and be out 100 games over some crap like that. So you're playing with fire when you're going back and forth. And again, you come across as the envious little kid on the block that can't beat up the big kid. You think you can. All the people gas you up, make you think you can, and then he whips your ass. And you might get a little shot in at the end like the Padres did. But make no mistake about it, you win 2 games against the Dodgers in these 2 series, and you lose 5, right? 2-5 against the Dodgers, 1-2 against the D-backs, 2-2 against the Giants. Padres, try again. Sorry, just keeping it real. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease, 5-3 the final. Tonight, a couple things to do, short time to do it in. The Padres salvage a little bit, take 1 out of the 4 in LA. A nice job by the Pods overall. And real quick before we get into the specifics and the benchmarks of the show tonight, want to just hit a couple of things for you. Like, for example, the Padres 1 in the second, 1 in the second, 1 in the fifth, 1 in the seventh, 2 in the eighth. The Dodgers 3 in the bottom of the ninth, had the tying run on second base before Yuki Matsui finished the game to get his first save. Speaking of which, Adrian Morejon, the win, 4-3 on the season. Yamamoto, the loss, 6-6. Dodgers 3 runs on 6 hits. The Padres 5 on 11 hits. They did commit an error. It was Bogaerts 4 for 4, 3 runs scored, and an RBI. Had the homer in the second inning to get him on the board. Jake Cronenworth 3 for 4 with a ground rule double and an RBI. 2 RBIs for Jose Iglesias, a bases loaded walk and a sac fly. It's kind of ironic, don't you think? It's like rain. No, I'm just kidding. Don't want to go there. 2 for 2 for Tommy Edman with an RBI and a run scored for the Dodgers. Yamamoto 7 hits, 3 runs, 5 strikeouts in 6 1/3. And of course, for the Padres starter, the rookie Ryan Bogaerts, 4 2/3, 3 hits, no runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Morejon, an inning and a third, scoreless. He got the win. Estrada, scoreless inning. Adam, a scoreless inning. Suarez, a third of an inning before he got thrown out, gave up an earned run. He's been not right at all lately. He got thrown out for hitting Ohtani, and then Matsui, a third of an inning to pick up the save as well. So a good job there by the Padres. They get the win, and they have the Royals coming in this weekend. All right, wrapping it up in a moment. But first, a couple of things. We start with, hey, how about this?
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
All right, well, I guess it would have to be this man starting off with the home run. I mean, it made it 1-0, and they never looked back. Don't look back. You can never look back. Look at Xander. Bogaerts, the bogeyman, made sure it counted tonight. Last night, he ripped the double in the gap. Lockridge got a bad read, didn't score from first. It ties the game in the top of the ninth. Will Smith wins it in the bottom of the ninth. Bogaerts, who hadn't done much all season, says to someone after the game, comments in the clubhouse, whatever, says, hey, man, I finally do something good, and it lasts barely a minute. And I'm paraphrasing, but feel better for Bogaerts tonight. It was the bogey game. The bogeyman can. The turning point was the Bogaerts home run, which, of course, leads us to...
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
All right, there he is. The elbow smash, or the forearm smash with Manny Machado, and Xander Bogaerts. Now, Bogaerts can get hot, and then Merrill comes back. I mean, you got to get Fernando and keep him going. Scary tonight with him getting hit on the wrist. I mean, that's the crap that kills you and really bothers you. Ohtani gets hit by another pitch tonight. I know Shohei has a pad. Yeah, maybe the benches would have cleared again. I don't know, Xander. I just wish it wouldn't happen. I understand baseball's baseball and these things will occur, but I just don't love it. to be honest with you. And again, we got the Royals coming in town for a 3-gamer starting tomorrow. I love you tomorrow. The Padres are minus 185 on the money line, minus 1.5 on the run line, because you got Nick Pivetta, 7-2 with 3.4 ERA, taking on Michael Lorenzen, 4-7 with a 4.91 for the Royals. The Kansas City Royals are 37-38, Pods 40-34. And if you look at the standings real quick before we bounce like Mickey Mouse, if you know what I'm saying, I'm going to the gym with my son and my future son-in-law tonight. I'm going to be in for a certain amount of pain. I think these young cats are going to try to ground the old guy in the dirt here. Let me just see real quick. What was I doing? I was looking for something. Oh, yeah, the standings. So they're 2-5 against the Dodgers now this season. And in the NL West, they are 5 games back of the Dodgers, a game and a half behind the Giants. So they started this stretch of the 4 against the Giants, and the Brewers in between a little bit there, but the 4 against the Giants, the 7 against the Dodgers, the 3 against the D-Bags. That's 14 division games, and they were victorious in 4 of them. 4-10 in that stretch. So you're 5 games out, a game and a half behind the Giants, in 3rd place, 3 games above the D-Bags, who are at 500 at 37-37. So there you have it. First pitch tomorrow night, Lorenzen for the Royals, Pivetta for the Padres at 6:40. So a couple hours after that, 2.5, 3 hours after, we will be on YouTube live with your postcast. And that is Locked On Padres podcast channel on YouTube, of course. And then after the show ends live, we upload to Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Podbean, iHeart, wherever you get your audio version of your podcast, if you download or listen. And then to Roku, you download OTT. Yeah, you know me. You know the whole thing, the whole party. That's what we do, and it's free everywhere. Not only myself, but Javier Reyes with the podcast. And you can subscribe to all those channels. Hit the bell so you get alerted when we come your way with more content. And, of course, come on in and talk to us at any time. Live on YouTube in the comments. Xanocan was all over them tonight. Thank you, Xanocan, for that, as always. And then, of course, after the fact, anytime, anytime, any place, we'll answer the questions, mailbag on YouTube, what have you, etc. So tomorrow night, 6:40, first pitch after the game, postcast with me, yours truly, Jimmy G. Jim Grieshaber. Call me Gries, Gries, at Jim Gies _ Thanking you so much for being here for this postcast after the beautiful 5-3 victory. Bogaerts 4 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Beautiful game for Xander. Yes, he did. Tonight, they beat the Dodgers in the finale, and they win 1 of the 4 in LA. Back home for the Royals tomorrow night. Until then, after that game, we are here with the postcast. Until then, keep your game tight and your mind right. You're welcome, Koji and Subaru. Good guy Robert saving the Padres. It is what it is. It's about the scuffle. It's all about the scuffle. The scuffle is real. All right, I'm done. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries. Keep your game tight and your mind right, Padre fans. Thank you, as always, for watching, listening to your Padres postcast on the Lockdown Podcast Network. Your team every day. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries.